Steve Stewart. Klart? Beads har akkurat vunnet Prix du Luxembourg, og jeg står sammen med oppdretteren Steve Stewart, som... What can you say about Beads today?
Well, it was unexpected, but we knew he was going to race, but we didn't realize he would be the favorite today. But understanding that the auto start helps him, I think, and the shorter distance helped him, and Mr. Brazil driving him helped him, so everything, and us being here maybe brought him some luck too. It was funny in the winner's circle, I was laughing about the fact that the horse was looking straight, and I was tapping him, and I was saying something to Cindy in English, and I swear the horse turned around and I told Mr. Brazil, I said, I think he hears English. So that's what he grew up with. That's his original language, I guess you might say. So that was exciting.
How do you remember him as a small boy?
He was always a horse that we liked or whatever. He went into the sale, and John Bootsman, a very good friend, he and another man, Ernie Martinez, a friend of ours, bought the horse from us or whatever. We were expecting 40,000. He's an Archangel, so it's not like he's a Muscle Hill or a Walner. So he ended up, he sold for 65,000, and so they're my friends. And they came up and said, oh, you ran me up, because the horse sold for more than what we thought. But luckily, there was a man, an elderly man, that we ended up finding out was the owner of Archangel, was the underbidder. So luckily for us, because they accused us of running up the price on them, our friends. But then the horse had, he had talent. You could always see that he had talent. He's inbred. I give all the credit to my partner, Mario Zuanetti. He and I bred the horse from Atlantic Trot. But there's quite a bit of inbreeding. I think the third dam is the dam of Archangel on top and bottom. And so on the maternal line and the sire line. So there's a little bit of that, and I think that's what attracted them to the horse. But then you see, I think it's been a process. Just like they sold him last year. He didn't race last year, but it was the same problem with the horse growing up as a 2-year-old and 3-year-old. He showed talent as a 2-year-old, but then he got better as a 3-year-old, and then even better. Per Engblom, the trainer of him later on, I think as a 4-year-old, did very well with him. So I think he's a process horse. I don't think you snap your fingers and then he gets it, so to speak. So you have to give a lot of credit to the people that have him now. And the same thing as you did with Per Engblom. He was a horse that needed a good trainer and a good driver. He wasn't push button, I guess you might say.
Did you ever imagine that Beads would win here at Vincennes at Prix du Luxembourg?
Never. Not at all. I mean, it's exciting to, obviously it's exciting. So often you have horses like I told you before, we're the breeders of 2 Hamiltonian winners, Trixton and Forbidden Trade. And so those horses, they weren't expected to win either, but they were in the race and, they felt like they had a chance or whatever. But with Beads, it was more of a unexpected, and then we bred the favorite of the race before the race, Rebuff, in the Hamiltonian, and he didn't do any good. So it's almost like, and then obviously he was favored here, but it's always more fun sometimes when it's unexpected, I guess. Not so much for this race, but just the overall success of the horse, I guess.
How do you see when an American horse comes to the French, like Vincennes?
Well, I think you need a horse like Beads, and you need a horse like Moneymaker, and you need those type of powerful horses that can sit on the outside and that can take the pressure the whole time or whatever. So much of the American races are all 1 mile. Everything's the same or whatever. Here, it's a true test of your ability to overcome adversity, I guess you might say, and the fact that these horses are under pressure almost a whole mile. And he had to get to the lead, and it took him a while. Most of the people with us, oh, he's cooked, he's not going to win, talking about the race as it was going or whatever, that he had to use him too much. But I think Beads he's a consistent horse when he stays flat. And that's what, doesn't make a break.
He likes the front end, though. If he's not on the front end, if he's not in the race, he doesn't want to do it. So he gets very frustrated. He gets frustrated easily. And if he doesn't get right to the lead, then he gets frustrated. That's usually when he starts to run. So this was a perfect race for him.
How big is this win for you? You said you won the Hamiltonian 2 times. How big is it to come here?
It's on the same level as Hamiltonian in the sense, of course, in the sense that it's here, right? I mean, obviously, if the Luxembourg was at some smaller venue and whatnot or whatever. So I think they do such a good job. Even the first time we came here 30 or 40 years ago, you saw the difference in the celebration of the horse here. It's so much more, the press and everybody gets excited about the horses, and that's basically what we do. We don't stand stallions, so all we have is a very large farm that breeds the mares, so you are producing, we're the factory to produce all these horses or whatever. So it's like our children sometimes in that sense.
Yeah, very much our children. Very much our children.
So celebration going to go on tonight?
It's going to go very well. We're definitely celebrating our kids.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's like we have a celebration. Usually you have the celebration and everybody goes home. Now we celebrate and we get to see everybody again tomorrow, right? That's kind of the icing on the cake to have the race today. So it's very special for us. Very special. It's a culmination or whatever you want to call it of I think our ability to raise horses. It's the same thing as the satisfaction of being able to produce horses that can race all over the world. So that's extra special for us.
There are 2 Norwegian owners on bids now, Eirik Djuve and Carl Gunnar Myhre.
From Norway.
Yeah, what can you say to them?
Well, congratulations. It's a long process, and as I was saying before, even with the original owners, Mr. Bootsman and Mr. Martinez, it wasn't snap your fingers. And some horses are that way, right? You buy them and it's instant success. But this horse has taken time to be what he is now in Europe, the same as it took time to become what he was in America. So sometimes it's even more sweet when you have to wait, right? So that's a good part. So hopefully many of these for them. I wish they were here. I'm sure they wish they were here. So we will celebrate for them.
Huge congratulations and from all Norway.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.